Hi everyone, I'm Sherilyn Jones, and I'm bringing you an excellent tool that I've been getting phenomenal feedback from my clients, my coaching clients. And as I've allowed this tool to kind of take on a life of its own, meaning I used this tool when it first came to me during meditation, and then as I was seeing benefits, I offered it up to some of my coaching clients to see if they would also find value in it. And as if they found value in it just like I did right away, but as time has gone on, it's like literally changing their lives as they're implementing this tool. So I want everybody to have it. Anybody that can utilize this tool and it helps them, then of course, like that makes me so happy. So this tool is extremely simple, but it's super powerful. And what it is, it's a tool to help you get from where you don't want to be to where you want to be. Very simple. Basically, when you're focused on something that you don't want, then it's going to help you focusing on something that you do want, or even get you in a place of not feeling good to feeling good. And this tool is so simple and it's probably so obvious, but it's something I think that we don't really have the awareness to take advantage of all the time. And so what this tool is, it's called the STOP button. Basically, it is an acronym and it's STOP, S-T-O-P. So switch to the other or opposite perspective. So when you use the stop button is anytime you feel negative emotion. So all the time that you're feeling negative emotion, that means the entire time, not all the time, the entire time when you're feeling negative emotion, you're eliciting a vibration that's just going to continue to perpetuate more negative emotion. So what you put out, you get back. And when you're feeling awful, then the universe is going to continue to send you more things to feel awful about. More thoughts, more feelings, more experiences, more circumstance. So I don't want that for you. I want you to be feeling good so that when what you're putting out, you're getting back. When you're focusing on things that feel good, then you're going to get more things that will elicit that good feeling response in you. And the whole concept behind negative emotion, this is guidance. We have like phenomenal guidance that's always serving us. Anytime that we have negative emotion, it's letting us know we're off course. We need to course correct. When we're having positive emotion, it's like self-reinforcing. We want to feel good. So when we feel good, do more of that. Keep going. Ding, 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 ding. You're in the right direction. All right. And so when you catch yourself feeling negative emotion, the ideal is to do it as soon as you start to feel negative emotion, to catch it in the earlier stages. It's not always possible, so this tool will work at any stage, but there's a couple different ways to use the tool. So if you feel yourself having negative emotion, let's use the example, say you have an appointment and the thought comes up, I don't want to go. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to that appointment. And as you're thinking it, regardless, whoever's fault or why the appointment, why you feel bad, doesn't matter. All of a sudden, you just don't feel good. You feel bad about it. You don't want to go. And so what do? You hit the stop button. As soon as you have the awareness that you don't feel good, that you feel crappy when you think that thought, then hit the stop button, switch to the opposite perspective. So in this case, if I don't want to do that, the opposite would be, well, what do I want to do instead? And that's simple. So what do you prefer to do? What would be more fun? What would you enjoy doing otherwise? And do it. But I know you're probably going to say, well, I don't have that freedom. I have an appointment. I got to go. I don't have the option to do the opposite. Okay, that's fine. You still have the stop button. So switch to to basically an other perspective about that appointment. Okay. And so what I'm asking you to do is to kind of reach for a feeling that feels better about your appointment. So what are the positive aspects of your appointment? What is the value if you go to the appointment? How is this serving you? What are the benefits? What are things that you can focus on that cause you to feel positive emotion about your appointment? All right, I know, I can hear it. You guys are saying, yeah, right, this appointment is awful. Or for whatever reason, you have so much negative momentum about this appointment that you can't even if you really tried, you can't find anything to find value about the appointment. So that's okay. The stop button works here too. But in this case, you're going to switch to an other perspective on a completely other subject, right? So the goal is that you want to get from feeling negative emotion to feeling positive emotion. And if you're not able to do it by switching to an opposite perspective, meaning what do you prefer to do instead? then you do what's another perspective about the subject. If you still can't get to a good feeling emotion from there, then just switch entirely to a new subject, completely other subject, right? This is something that, just like any training, if you're not used to finding the good or looking for the positive aspects or finding things to appreciate or knowing to think of a memory or a time that made you laugh or gave you elicited positive emotion, that's okay. This is where you can create. This is a second tool that I'm going to give you. So big whammy here, lots of gold nuggets. A second tool is to have basically an emergency alignment guide at your hand. Something that's going to bring you back into alignment, that better feeling, good feeling place where it's serving you. When you're in that good feeling place, then remember what you're putting out, you're getting back. So when you're feeling good, then you're going to be getting more things to feel good about that are coming back to you. So create an alignment guide that can help you. Basically, it's like you can go to it and give yourself lots of examples or lots of things that you can focus on that feel good. And so what are some of your favorite songs that you can put on right away? What are some of your favorite quotes? What are some activities that you can do? Movement, dancing, do some sprints, change your breathing, change your physiology, change your focus to things that you appreciate. One of the surefire ways to help you feel good is to basically cause somebody else to feel good. Okay, find a way, text somebody, pick up the phone, give a compliment to a stranger, do a random act of kindness, something that changes the energy. So you're just going to stop what you're doing and you're going to switch to an other or opposite perspective, and that will change your life if you actually implement this. But I want just to put this in there. This does take an extreme desire. I say extreme because I think we don't realize that we don't have the desire. But it takes a diligent desire to want to feel good, to notice how you're feeling in the moment, to pay attention when you start to feel negative emotion so that you can catch it in the earlier stages. So two analogies that I'll give you to help drive this home. One of them is the train analogy. If you can imagine a good thought feeling train, when you're on a good thought feeling train, everything feels good about the journey. So the journey, the joy is in the journey. When you get on the train, you pick the perfect seat that's the most comfortable next to this awesome person that you have the best conversations with. They're playing your tunes. You look out the window and like everything you look at just gets better and better. And the good thought journey leads you to an outstanding destination. But when you're on the not so good train, the not so good thought train, you get on the train and you get the worst seat next to the most annoying person. You can't look out the window because it's broken, and whatever they're playing on the radio or whatever is awful. It's just frustrating. You hate it. Everything sucks about the train. Then the ride gets super bumpy, and if you stay on it longer, it's probably going to derail, or there'll definitely be a train wreck. So right, what you're putting out you get back, and that's a great example. Another example, this might help you guys in the moment understand how you can change. And the example with the train analogy is like, if you're going 180 miles an hour, sorry to go back, but if you're going 180 miles an hour on the train and you want to try to stop it and go the opposite direction, it's really rough on the contents. So it's easier to just slow it down, hit the stop button, slow it down, switch tracks. Or if you can't switch tracks on that train, just jump to a different train altogether. And that's what I mean by switch to another perspective on that train, get on a different track, or get on another subject altogether. That's going to help you. So the second analogy is you are your own DJ. You control what music you play. You control what station you're tuned to. And sometimes you don't realize that you have the ability to change the station, especially when you're in someone else's car and they have the station that they want, or they're playing whatever they want. You don't realize that you have the ability to turn the station. And not even that you have to do it, but you can actually have them do it themselves. What I mean by that is, say you're in the car with somebody and they just happen to be on the complain station where they're complaining about something, their work, their spouse, their health, their parents, their family, their whatever. And so you're sitting here and you're listening to them and they're just dumping all of this on you and you feel awful. And you know, as they're complaining, they're basically creating their what they put out, their get back. So they're complaining, which is just going to give, the universe is going to give them more to complain about. So as a good friend and a good DJ, change the station. So change the subject. Find a way, hit the stop button. Find a way to either get them to switch to an opposite perspective about the same subject, or like, what do they appreciate about their job or their spouse or their husband? What they've been telling you everything they don't like about it. Maybe they can tell you a few things that they do like. Maybe that subject, not a good subject to switch to the opposite. So switch to another perspective, switch to a whole other subject, something that they do like. If you can't get them to do it yourself. Start talking about things that feel good for you. Interrupt them. Do whatever it takes. As a good friend, just realize the benefit that you're offering to them. Because if you continue to allow them to complain, then you're by default, not intentionally, but they're controlling your vibration. And so as you're feeling bad, then the universe is going to continue to perpetuate that. And so turn the station, get off the subject. If you have to, ask them to pull over and get out of the car. Do whatever you have to do, because that's how important your alignment is. That's how important being on the good station is. And listen, we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are consistent with this all the time. As long as we're going to be in this human experience, I'm sure we're going to have moments that we have negative emotion, and that's okay. That's normal. It's natural, but just don't stay there forever. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to be, hanging out in the terrible train station for the rest of your life. You can go to a different train station. You can get on a new train. You can turn to a new you have satellite radio at your call. You can get on any station you want. You just have to have the awareness to do it. So utilize that stop button and utilize your alignment guide, your resource guide. I encourage you to come up with a list of things when you think about them that cause you to feel good. This can be utilize your 5 senses. So what are things that you like hearing? What are things that you like looking at? What are things that elicit laughter or joy or love in you? Songs. What are some colors? What are some scenery? What are some ways in which you can do random acts of kindness? What are some of your favorite memories? All of these things that you have at your disposal anytime if you had the awareness to do it. So I'm encouraging you to first have the awareness to want to feel good and to catch in the earlier stages that negative emotion, and use your stop button. Stop that craziness. Stop the universe from bringing you more of what you don't want. And then lastly, to use your resource guide if you need it, to find things to focus on that feel good, so that you can start attracting more things that will allow you to feel even better. So I hope that was helpful. I know it can really serve you. You just got to use the tools. If you have any questions, reach out. I'd love to hear some of your testimonials and success stories. And if you need a coach, if you need somebody to help you remember these things, let me know. If I have a pretty busy schedule, but I'm happy to help anybody that I have time for. And if I can't help you, I'll certainly help you find somebody that will help you. So reach out to me. I want to help you guys. And don't ever forget that you rock. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.